I think it was either John Lennon or Paul McCartney that said, life happens when you're busy making other plans. So Friday, walk into work, and I got laid off.
What?
Yeah. So,
what do you think about Senior Verde?
who? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It is a beautiful sunny day in Tyler, Texas, 67 degrees. You're listening to the Everything That I Know, but not I Know. I'm your host, Jamie Whitley. He knows everything, Senor Verde.
Good God. He just popped the mic. I think the mic just blew. By the way, just so you know, we'll do this as a little outtake later, but this is one of my, today was the start of the Senor Verde Slim Down.
Yes.
And so I'm all about hacks and making things easy and how can you meal prep and do different stuff. I found these protein bars a few years ago, and they're called the Big
They look colossal.
Super Cookie Crunch or something like that. It's a MetaRx bar. It's a 410 calorie bar. Wow. Yeah, the whole thing. It doesn't have the greatest ingredients in it from a naturalist standpoint, looking in from, with a pretty sharp lens. However, it makes a great alternative to like Oreos and Snicker bars and things like that. So what I do is I take the 410 calorie bar and I cut it up in like 20-ish pieces, these little slivers, and I will put them in a Ziploc bag and put them in the freezer. And when I have a sweet tooth, which is quite often, I walk by the freezer, I grab one or maybe two out. They're frozen solid, so you got to suck on them for a second before they get soft enough to chew. And then, so you're getting satiated, that's taken care of, and all that's going away, and you don't worry about the sweet anymore, and it's technically got a little carb, little protein, and a tiny little bit of fat.
Nice.
So it beats having a Snicker bar or all the other things. So that is one of my hacks for nutrition and how to beat the system of the body saying I'm craving something.
So those kind of look like a brownie.
I have one right now.
Looks like a brownie.
It tastes like a brownie.
You could almost say those are green brownies.
You could almost say that. Have a bite. If you've never tried one, you should. So if you like Oreos, if you like fudge, chocolate fudge sundaes, if you like chocolate, if you like things like that with a little crunch,
oh, it's so good.
Then this is the jam. And then you top it off. You leave a little bit in your mouth and take a little sip of coffee. Last time we met, we talked about motivation. That was one time before. Last time we
really got into talking about the Slim Down Challenge.
Right.
We talked about that. We palate cleansed. What did we palate cleanse about? Like, we cleansed so well, I don't even remember what was there.
It's all washed away.
It's washed away.
But let's jump back one episode.
Oh, we talked about fitness. Yeah.
Fitness, yeah. Yeah. So that was good, and it's all on my mindset right now because summer's around the corner.
It's right here.
My wife's already like, we're going here, we're going there, and I'm like, but this. She's like, whatever, I don't care about that. You just go do your thing. And so I'm busting it. But before that, we talked about motivation.
Right.
In 009. Motivation. And we just put a few little snippets of that one out here and there. And as we're recording right now, we dropped that one this morning. We actually dropped the audio yesterday on a couple of platforms, and it kind of went crazy. And then we dropped the video today. But motivation seems to be like the tone of the moment, man. So what you were going through, maybe it's a spring thing. Maybe it was just in the water. I don't know. But there were a lot of people dealing with like demotivation and trying to get themselves up, pull themselves up by the bootstraps and stuff like that. So I want to touch back on that and find out, because last week you mentioned that you had written a little bit and you had done this.
Oh, yeah.
I want to kind of just reach back and say, okay, so you left that episode recording, you got in your car, you drove home, back to work, you did your thing, and then what was the little turning point? Did you just wake up the next day? Did you go home that night? How did the motivation spark?
Well, I mean, I think I had some strong motivation going into my own weight loss goals, and I was having some success there. And I don't remember where I was or what was going on, but I had some time to kill. So I just thought, you know what, I'm going to pull out my screenplay and just kind of go over it and see what I've got. And I was like, man, there's a lot here I have got to clean up.
Wow.
Because, the best writing is rewriting. And I think it's really good to if someone's a writer or if you're working on a project, it's best to kind of step away and then come back to it. Just don't be like me and come back to it 6 months later.
Yeah.
Give it like a week, and then go back and look at it. And so I did that, and I was like, wow, I feel like I can clean a lot of this up and make it sound better, take out some exposition.
Very cool.
Started doing that, and I was like, okay, cool. Well, I see where the next scene can go. And I started kind of really diving into, picked up Blake Snyder's Save the Cat. It's a really, really good book on how stories should be structured. Mm-hmm. I think that the Story Brand Method by Donald Miller is actually framed off the Save the Cat book.
Yeah.
It's actually funny. You can see Save the Cat in some of his videos that he does on his bookshelf.
Mm-hmm.
But so I just kind of started looking at story structure and really getting motivated by that again. And seeing that I can tell there's a place it can go. So
excellent. So basically, you picked up what you had put down,
right?
And just touching that was the spark.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I can think of maybe somebody out there that's crafty and they've been in a lull of creating their craft or whatever, and maybe they just need to touch it again. I personally, I started taking private guitar lessons back in January because I want to, as we launch this new endeavor with the guitars and things like that, I wanted to have a higher skill playing level. And also just because I'd never really been at the level I wanted to be at as a musician. So I started that back in January. And it was just kind of going through the motions, getting a lot of good knowledge from the instructor, creating kind of a friendship with him and getting to know him. And that story was interesting. But I really wasn't like motivated to sit down and play throughout the week more than 2 or 3 minutes here or there. One, I was busy. We were doing some traveling. This whole thing has been blowing up. But I made it a point. Like after that podcast, the very next morning, I came in. It's like 4:20 in the morning. And I'm like, usually get a cup of coffee, head back to the back, sit down at my workstation, which is separate from my office, and start pounding out emails. And I thought, you know what? I'm not doing that this morning. I went back to my office. I turned on my amp. I tuned my guitar, and I sat down, and I literally played for 2 hours.
Wow.
2 hours.
Wow.
Just got lost in it. And I haven't done that probably in 6 to 8 months. Mm-hmm. And prior to that, it had probably been 4 or 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so but now I've got a little bit more skill, a few more tools in my toolbox, so my playing is better. So I was just getting immersed and lost in what I had learned over the last several months, and putting it into practice and really practicing that in those little runs and things like that. And dude, it was so motivating. Mm-hmm. I was just like, damn, this is awesome. So I've been doing that like every other day because, I go to the gym shortly after that when I get here in the morning, so I don't have time to do that every day. But 2 days a week, I can do that because I'm here till it's time to go grab the kiddies. Now that summer's coming, there's no more school time structure, so we'll be able to. I'll be able to come in and do that more frequently, and I'm super pumped about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
it seems kind of like I think for both of us that a lot of times we get so busy and so wrapped up in things that we don't really want to do, and so when we give ourselves the gift of doing something that we love, in essence, we're escaping by picking up a piece of ourselves. And our passion is what really drives us and helps us remind why we do the things that we do.
Right, man, that's true. I feel like springtime is always a good time to hit reset. Summer's coming. There's a lot of things that are going to be going on, but I just feel like for me, I just want to do more. I want to play the guitar more. Now I want to practice my Spanish that I'm working on as well more. Now I want to chase all these other endeavors more. I want to hire more people to do this because now I'm tired of slow rolling that. I want to jump on that, and I want to hire this person for that, and just I just want to. Why are you looking at me like a sad puppy?
No, I was just gonna say, did I mention I just got laid off?
You did mention that. You did mention that. There's probably something there. I tell everybody, like, if you're ever don't ever say that you know me and that you don't have something to do. because I've always got something somebody can do somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes they may not be the highest pay grade. Sometimes they may be a little bit menial, but there's always something to do. Never, ever sit at the house and do nothing if you know me.
Right.
Like, just come and I'll find something for you.
Hunter's washing your car right now. He's not in the...
Yeah, HX. Well, what's funny is he's got his little detail side hustle. He's an exquisite car detailer. Like, it'll take him 4 hours. He started early this morning. Yeah, it's a big deal. He's like into the zone, man. You go out there right now and he's got this glazed look over his eyes. He's like, you know, and he uses words like clay bar and wax on and wax
he's wearing
off.
jorts. I haven't seen someone wash a car in jorts in like forever.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Well, I think he's done. He just hopped in and, God, dog, it's shining. We might have to get a shot of that today, Hoss. Anyway, I got a little road trip to Dallas tomorrow. We got to go do some stuff out there. So I was like, it's been raining and raining and raining in Texas.
Yeah.
And so I felt like, you know, my God, it's time to get this thing washed. And so I asked him, I said, you think you could do that tomorrow? He's like, yeah.
You know, it is supposed to rain tomorrow. Like, I think tomorrow night. And then
rain is okay.
It
looked horrible. But even if it just looks good for one afternoon, I'm down with that. But that's his side hustle, man, and he's done that for a couple of years. You know, his intention with that little side business, I believe, is to maintain it as far as the book of business that he has, because he's got dozens of clients, and then be able to flip that to somebody, because he's got a pretty cool setup. It's a mobile detail deal.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Pressure washer and water tank, and it's pretty high class. It's first class detail.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, if you're in our market and you're looking for a really great detail job, like,
I'm sure he like contacted a corporate business. They're like, hey, we have like 50 people who would like to have their car washed.
Well, you know, that's how I met him.
Really?
He was doing a detail job, and I was just like, hey, are you interested in doing my ride? He's like, yeah, for sure. So I got his card. We connected like a week later, and then he detailed my vehicle for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
Before I ever said, hey, man, I got this new position that opened up. Are you interested?
Yeah.
And he was like, hell yeah, I'm interested. So
it was kind of like hey, man, I see you're really good with attention to
dude,
detail.
he's a hardworking cat. He's not in here right now, so I can tell you that. So his head doesn't swell. He's a hardworking dude. He's top notch. Don't try to steal him. So
Hunter, ask for a raise.
Yeah, don't. Don't do that. Yeah. There is a top pay for that job, you know. So, but no, I'm happy to have him around. But back to the motivation part, I'm extremely excited that you were motivated by the dialogue.
Right.
That you reached back into that space that you had dropped off at some point in the recent past, and that fire was rekindled, you know? I've had so many high fives, fist bumps, fires, comments, and people talking about the little bit of content that we've actually put out about that, the little teasers that we put out about that episode. Mm-hmm. And so now that it's out there, I'm excited to see even more. And I'm just extremely excited to see that people are listening, watching. Like, that's still kind of surreal to me.
Yeah.
And it's not like thousands and hundreds of thousands, but it's enough people. You know, like I said in the beginning, if it's just one, if it's you, it's worth doing.
Yeah.
It's worth the time investment, the equipment investment. But now it's hundreds, you know.
Yeah, and you have you're wearing your brand.
I am wearing my brand. Yeah. So if you want to support the brand, yeah, you know, come on, let's do it. I think.
Can I get one of those in green?
I think you might. Wouldn't that be redundant? Senior Verdi on a green shirt? No, I'm kidding. But I think what we'll do is we'll probably do a giveaway.
Oh, nice.
You know, so if you're out there and you're hearing this podcast or you're watching this podcast,
or you're looking for a job and can't afford clothes,
yeah, that too. I think it'd be cool just to throw out some of these. I'm not big on merch. Like, you know, I think it's cool,
right?
And I've definitely got some for myself and my team. But I mean, hell, if anybody wants one, I'll throw you one. Shoot me a DM, comment, you know, whatever. Most people say, well, make it a contest and, you know, like this post and share it 10 times and
yeah,
whatever, man.
Right.
You send me a DM, you want one of these shirts, I'll send you one. Cool, we're done.
Comment 4 people, like this 5 times, share it.
I will cap that at 100. Once we get to 100, I'm like, okay, that's a pretty big deal. But yeah, this one is just a front and a sleeve, and the next ones we're having done have actually all the social media tags on the back.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's kind of a theme. We've been, you know, I created some calling cards and some different stuff. It's like, I'm all in, baby. I'm having fun with this, so we're not going to stop anytime soon.
I like it.
Yeah.
You know, we need a hashtag. We have a couple, but I'm going to add a new one. What about hashtag Verde sauce?
Verde sauce. Hashtag Verde sauce. You know, that might be
It has to
that
kind
might
of
be
sit
a,
on the palate for a minute.
that
to
might
really
be a
resonate.
product we're working on, so we might want to wait on that.
Oh, let's I'll sign a non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah. We might be working on something in those. You know, I'm a huge foodie. Like, I love all food.
Right.
I don't like go chase recipes and cook that shit at home.
Yeah.
But I love me some food and all different types, styles. So this is difficult to do the slim down thing because you want to do it. But, you know, Tex-Mex or, you know, Mexican cuisine and things like that.
That's the great thing about, you know, I think when we talked about it a little bit, like if you're going to diet, you got to eat foods you like. And you can do a fajita chicken rice bowl, or if you're trying to do keto, which I don't advise, you know, do a steak fajita with lettuce wrap.
Right.
You can do anything.
Yeah. And usually it's in moderation. You know, you go out and, like if you go to a Tex-Mex place, you go to a Mexican food restaurant and everybody likes fajitas. Let's just use fajitas as an example. Well, just order the chicken fajitas instead of the beef, because the beef that they use is a flank steak and it's usually a little fattier. It's less quality. It tastes great, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just fattier.
Yeah.
But if you go with chicken, and then you can tell them, will you please cook that, grill it without any butter? They usually will. So it comes out a little drier. And then the vegetables that they put on there, they'll leave the butter off. That's what makes it sizzle, right?
Yeah.
It comes to the table. It's just butter.
You know what I really like to do?
You can just leave that off because it's probably a tablespoon, so it's it's quite a bit of fat and that kind of stuff. But you can get them without butter. They'll bring it to the table. Don't eat the sour cream, but you're fine to eat guacamole and pico de gallo and salsa all day long. Moderation on the chips, maybe a dozen or less on the chips, and 1 or 2 tortillas. Like the way I do it is I'll make one of the fajita tortillas, and I'll eat chicken while I'm eating the 1 tortilla. So it's kind of a combo. I don't end up eating 4 tortillas to absorb all the meat on the plate. I eat 2 tortillas, and anything you can do like that.
I feel like we need like a Fajita Friday where we just video you eating fajitas.
Dude, I took the guys 2 days ago for fajitas, and we slammed them down. It was awesome.
Oh, man, I missed the boat on that one.
You did. Yeah. It's just come around more often.
I mean, I am hungry.
Now you're hungry? Would you like another little...
Oh, yeah.
He loves my hack over here, my protein bar hack. This one wasn't frozen. I chopped this one up as an example right before I walked in today. But, so all that stuff, on the motivation side, you got motivated to write. I'm motivated to play guitar. The Senor Verde Slim Down started today. I'm motivated to lose weight. And some people look at me and they might say, well, what does this guy want to lose weight for? It's really not weight as much as it's fat. My shirts fit tighter. My pants are tighter. It's just like I'm not comfortable in my clothes, and they didn't shrink. Right. Basically, they were washed several times and fit great before they started getting tight. So it's just that, and there's that aesthetic. You want to have a 6-pack. You want to be toned. And if you're going to have your shirt off in the summertime or be in shorts at the pool and stuff like that, it's something to be motivated about. So for me, I'm real rigid. I'll do this for 8 weeks on the eating thing, the eating plan, and the things that I eat. They'll be pretty standard. There won't be a lot of cheating. Most of the stuff like this will be cheating. I consider that cheating, but it's a protein bar chopped up.
I hate the term cheating.
I agree. We talked about that one time before.
I feel like it just you're having a free meal, or a free snack, or.
My biggest thing that I have to overcome is the consumption of the red wine.
Yes.
It's tons and tons of calories.
It's probably a good thing you don't watch Game of Thrones, because nothing goes great with an episode of Game of Thrones like a big...
Yeah.
So my girlfriend for Christmas got me this coffee mug that I use it for wine, because it's more like this massive
wine
goblet.
Out of a coffee mug.
Well, it's this massive I'll bring it next time.
Nice.
And so
Game of Thrones mug.
It's got swords all around it, and I like to put wine in it. And it's like I'm drinking this manly goblet of red wine while I watch things on Game of Thrones.
Wow. That's awesome. So I will sit around and read a book and drink red wine, or visit with friends, and things like that.
What are you reading right now?
Right now, today I'm expecting a new book. I'm going to give it a shout out too. So Sorry, guys, I got to put these glasses on. This phone is just too damn small. Anyway, today I am expecting, oh yeah, super pumped. I was kind of bummed because I got an email from you-know-who telling me that my order was going to be delayed. And I don't need to say who, everyone knows. But
Hastings.
yeah, that one. Anyway, Everything is Fucked by Mark Manson, right? That's the name of the book. Of course, there's an asterisk over the letter in place of the letter U. So it doesn't really say that, sort of,
Right.
But he wrote a book a year or two ago.
Is that the one that, like, you are a badass? Like, is that the
No,
same?
he wrote his other one was The Subtle Art of Not
Giving
Giving
an
a Fuck.
asterisk?
Yeah, Giving an Asterisk. Right, you're right. Anyway.
Oh, is that a good book?
That is an awesome book. Dude, here's what happens with me. I'll pick up a book because I read, a lot. I'll pick up a book. I'll start it. If it piques my interest, I will not put it down. Like I'll be like, oh, can I cancel that appointment today? Hey, Hunter, could you? I mean, I'll literally like stay into it.
Oh, wow.
And then if it's a decent book, I'll be like, that was good. I'll finish that chapter. I'll come back in the afternoon, maybe read another chapter, and then the next day, and I'll finish it quickly within a week. That book hooked me. I started it one afternoon, like 2:30, 3 o'clock or something like that. About, 2 hours in or hour and a half in, I've read half the book. I've already gotten up to pour a glass of whiskey. I'm sitting down, I'm just reading, absorbing. And it was just, what it was an enlightening read, but at the same time, it was fun.
Yeah.
Very well written from the off the cuff, kind of conversational, just real free,
Yeah.
Anyway, so this one was on pre-sale, like the day it was released for pre-sale. I grabbed it because I was like, I'm a big fan. And then I got this little email that said, oh, it's not going to be delivered. And then yesterday afternoon, it was like, your book will be here tomorrow. So we could get the delivery literally. Literally,
right now.
wow. That would be awesome. If that happens, I'm going to take it. It's going to be on camera. I'm going to be like, hey, shout out, and that kind of stuff. So that'd be really cool. But he's been all around. He was on Impact Theory the other day. He's been doing the circuit with different people, getting some shout outs from like Will Smith and stuff like that for different stuff. But it was a very good book. I actually took some picture. I think I have a picture to post from that. I might have posted a picture of that early on in my foray testing the waters into Instagram. Before I was social media, I was kind of like on the outside, and then I was like, yeah, I'll try Instagram in like 2017 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I may have posted that at one point or another, a little picture. But if not, maybe I should do a throwback or something.
That'd be
to
cool.
that.
Yeah.
But
tomorrow would be good. Throwback Thursday.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to make a sidebar real quick. I'm doing something really impromptu that we haven't done yet.
Oh, wow. It's kind of scary.
Hoss, I need you to come sit in my chair and ask a question. I got to go pee.
Wow. So what we should probably do is like a little timer and go dee, 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 a little something. No, they don't. He's a secret agent, man. He's CIA. All right, we can edit that out or not. Outtakes. What can you do? Guy's got a bladder the size of a thimble. He's back.
Oh my gosh.
Feel better?
Oh, much.
Oh. Nice. So I posted a comment the other day along with like 8,000 other people on Tony Robbins' Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
It was just a little, hey man, I did this thing and it was cool and I agree with you. That's a great point. Salute or whatever,
Yeah.
And about 4 hours later, it was like, Tony Robbins liked your post. I was like, what? Or your comment.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was like, no. Somebody's just sitting there going, like. But that was just funny. I think we had that happen one time with Ryan Searhunt, too, the realtor from New York.
Yeah.
He liked one of our posts or comments or something. No, he liked one of our posts. That was on the 88 Realty side.
Oh, nice.
That was kind of like, what? So that was kind of cool. But yeah, I was just, scrolling through my stuff and it was like, Tony Robbins liked your comment. And I was like, whoa, wait, what?
Yeah.
So anyway, I wonder how those guys at that level operate. It's one reason I want to meet some of them.
Right.
Like, I'm not starstruck.
Right.
I'm technical. I'm procedural. I'm like, let me ask you this. Like, Gary, how do you archive, 10 terabytes a week of content? Because it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, that's big, right? And that's a huge number. We haven't done that much, but it's it's 4 or 5 terabytes a month. And then, like, not only that, but how do you access it? How do I access it to post? I'm writing copy. I need that picture. What's the most efficient way for me to get to it and then keep up with it?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to post the same picture twice. I don't want to, maybe on this platform I might.
And there's several things out there that, like, Hootsuite is one that they actually have, like, built-in project management software for creatives that you can kind of see, okay, I'm assigning this person this project. You can see the status of where they're at and the finished product's there. You can go grab it, boom. Or you go ahead and just, when it's in a certain spot, it's automated to post for you.
The only thing I've heard about that particular one, and I don't know anything, I haven't done any research, but that it will post to all platforms or multiple platforms, but it's the same post.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
And I think you can, at the same time, though, you can create it to be different. You don't have to have it go to just blast all of them. You can select which ones you want it to go to, or because at the same time, Twitter has a different word count than Facebook.
Yeah.
And so
LinkedIn.
Right. Yeah.
I found that out after I wrote a nice long piece for LinkedIn, and it was like 234 characters over their 1,900 character limit. And I was like, really?
Right. Yeah. I think
so
LinkedIn and Twitter, I think, need to kind of follow the same guidelines. And then you have, Facebook and Instagram, you can kind of use as much copy as you want. But I think it's also a less is more thing.
Cool.
So,
all right. I'm going to go heat my coffee. It's my time to take a timeout.
Yes. Haas asked me a question. I'll answer it.
But what's new with you this week, man? What is going on besides the slim down I think you jumped on the bandwagon with?
Yeah, I jumped on a slim down bandwagon, and I was doing amazing. I dropped like 6 pounds in the first week, which some of that's water weight. Lost an inch. Going really strong into week 2. And then, sometimes it seems notorious whenever you have a goal, life likes to get in the way. I think it was either John Lennon or Paul McCartney that said life happens when you're busy making other plans. So Friday, walk into work and I got laid off.
What?
Yeah. So,
wow.
I worked for a great company.
Bombshell.
Can't say anything bad about them at all. It was they liked me, I liked them. It was just kind of one of those things that has to happen within business sometimes.
Yeah.
So I kind of had a little bit of my favorite comfort foods over the weekend, but I will say I did not eat pizza. So that is
that's shocking.
That's a world record for me to go through grief and not eat pizza. That usually would send me off in a deep end. So I didn't do it.
Wow. Would you like another little chocolate?
Yeah, let me have one of those.
Curb your emotions there. Yeah, we've segued a couple times here and there, but anything else on your mind? What's new? What's fresh for you?
I just got laid off.
We heard that part.
Oh, I didn't know we were going to cliffhanger it.
One, back in. So what's new with you?
Well, I got laid off Friday.
God, he did it again. This is 3 in a row. Outtakes.
Oh, well, I guess there's a lot.
What's new on the horizon? Like, what are you looking out at the horizon going, you know what? I'm going to do that thing right there.
You know what? If I could say I got 3 points, 3 bullet points. Mm-hmm. You know what? Let's make it 4, because really it's like the 3 and the 4 kind of could go together. So it's real estate license.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Advertising agency.
Okay.
3 and 4 is, I would say it's more along the lines of screenwriting and acting. Kind of get those up and running a little bit more too.
Wow. Does that sound like a resume he just spit out there for me? Was that what that was?
It's my no. If you want to say that's probably my 1 year plan.
That's your 1 year plan.
So my resume is going to look even better in a year.
Nice, dude. He's so motivated now. I like that.
I am
like
motivated.
So the real estate thing, when you get that going, obviously come see us. We can handle that. The advertising agency thing, I've started a media company this year.
Yes.
I don't know if that's not an advertising agency, but as far as I'm thinking, could be some play there. But anyway, that's exciting, man. I'm glad that you're motivated. I'm glad things are working in your favor. How are like your relationships outside of work, like family relationships, personal relationships? How's all that?
Oh,
Is that
they're
good
great,
stuff? Thriving?
man. Yeah, I'm a big relationship person. I like to have
Big teddy bear.
my network, and I love people, and I love to see people succeed, and I think there's a lot of empathy for seeing people do good. I think that's why I do comedy, because there's too much suck in the world that if you just sit around and just suck at it, and you can't laugh at it, then you're just going to continue to suck.
That's true. So everybody in your family good, healthy, happy?
Yeah, I think so.
That's great. That's great.
Yep.
There are still a lot of things in transition in my world. The kids are about to be out of school. There's a lot of different things going on. My parents are aging and getting older, and that kind of stuff's interesting to me, how that's going to all play out. But I have really never been more excited to wake up every day and really just get back to the planning and the executing and everything. Even when things don't work out, like when you have a failure or you have something that doesn't play out the way you thought it should, or you forget something and you make an error, it's a constant learning process, but there's still fun in all that.
Yeah.
Like I don't really like it, but there are on occasion when I look at myself in the mirror and I go, come on, Green, really? Mm-hmm. Like, how'd you let that happen? And it's kind of like, I don't know. You just answer yourself, I don't know. Screw up. Okay, well, don't ever do it again. Cool, got this.
Yeah.
It's this one-way conversation, two-way conversation, but it's with yourself, so it's really one way.
Right.
And so I thrive on those kind of moments, so I'm not afraid to execute and make a failure.
Right.
Or to mess something up or a minor mistake, because I thrive on that.
Yeah.
Like, it gives me more energy to do better the next time. It gives me more motivation to not do that stupid thing again and do something better the next time. And I know that I'm setting myself up with all these different endeavors to probably make a multitude of mistakes.
Yeah.
But I'm super excited about it, Mm-hmm. I'm fortunate to have the network that I have, to know some of the people that I know, and that's continuing to grow and meet new people. I'm excited to hear how everything that I'm putting out there is affecting some people, and I can't wait to hear more stories upon more stories. It's just like, for me, I really think it's the best time of my life as a holistic view, meaning every facet of it, I think there could probably be some improvement in the family dynamic, my extended family, but other than that, I think that there's just a lot of good out there, and I treat my team like family, so they're like family to me too, but staying motivated for me, we've talked about sometimes there's those dark days you got to get through, but staying motivated for me is just, me cheering myself on and being happy about what I'm doing and really chasing things that make me happy and satisfy me. Hell, we're driving home from the gym this morning, driving back to the office from the gym, and I was like, man, I love this bubble gum, because I chew gum every morning. That's the only thing I do at the gym, and I chew. People actually picked on me. They're like, why are you chewing gum at the gym? I'm like, because I bite my teeth, Dick. Anyway, I was thinking to myself, I really like this bubble gum, and I've liked it my whole life. And I just started chewing it maybe a year or two ago, and I go through quite a bit of it. But, I chew gum while I don't eat breakfast until well after I've worked out. And so I'm chewing this gum, and I'm thinking to myself, I wonder what it would take to start a chewing gum company. Like, I'm literally thinking that kind of stuff, And so there's no limit. There's no holds barred on what I want to accomplish if I just, maybe it would go belly up, but maybe not,
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I really like chewing gum. I like this particular one. Maybe I should just buy that one, or maybe I should just do something that's similar to that one. Anyway, once those creative, and this was all circling back to once those creative juices start flowing, and once you start getting yourself encouraged self-encouragement and by your surroundings and your network of people, things like that just don't seem so far-fetched. Writing a book doesn't seem like it's that big a deal.
Right.
Like, that's a doable deal.
Right.
Starting a chewing gum company, starting a guitar, all these little things are just so doable because it's the confidence and the motivation to keep going. Someone says, well, you've got money to do that. No, I don't have money to start a chewing gum company. You know what? If you went to the bank and you said, hey, I want to start a chewing gum company, they would look at you like, who in the hell are you?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Right.
Like, this whole real estate commercial thing you're doing, Green, we got you back. But chewing gum, not down with that. I mean, they probably wouldn't be down with tequila or boots or anything else either. But the point is, once you get that motivation teed up, and you start to exercise that motivation, and the encouragement, the self-encouragement, and the outside encouragement comes from your network because you're surrounding yourself with the right people. Literally anything is on the table.
Yeah.
Anything. And I used to think that mindset of, well, you can do anything you want to do, and la da da. I used to think there was a piece of that was kind of like horseshit, like that's not possible.
Right.
And I still am kind of skeptical on, like, could I be a brain surgeon? Probably not. Probably shouldn't be and probably couldn't. But if I really, really, really studied hard and I was fascinated by that kind of stuff, could I? Well, I mean, maybe. It might be plausible.
Right.
So maybe I have to retract some of that negativism and that naysaying and that skepticism because I really think that once you surround yourself with the right people, the right network, you're getting the information that you're getting, which is what we're trying to put out there, I really think that you can go out and do just about anything you want to do.
Right.
The problem is that most people want it done like that, and so they give up before they ever make any traction, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm encouraging people to do is stay the course. Don't get discouraged. Give it at least a week. Give it at least a month. Give it at least a year. Come see me in 10 years when you're trying to build this massive business, and you've still only gotten to $500,000 in sales 10 years from now, right? That's the way it works. So it's the staying power, it's the encouragement, it's the motivation. And I mean, I'm just more pumped than I've ever been about all of this and all the businesses and all the things that I want to endeavor to do and all the networks and just all the fun. I've said it before. There's a hell of a lot of fun on the backside of all this.
Yeah.
And I'm just elated every day to wake up and have an opportunity to do it, you know, really elated. So I'm glad you got your mojo back.
Yep.
And I'm happy to hear that you were able to write and do some things like that. So, you know, we're wrapping up here, and I just want to know anything else big going on in your world?
I just got laid off.
Oh, my gosh. He did it again. I'm kidding. That's all good. We're going to use that to cut back. But that's awesome. So, man, I'm encouraged. I know things are going well. I appreciate everybody's attention. I appreciate you doing this and staying the course. Yes. And thank everyone out there. Don't forget, if you want a T-shirt, hit me up with a DM.
And if you
or a comment, and we'll get you one out.
You know, if you guys just want to ask me a question because you're too scared to ask him, I'll ask it for you.
That's right. Hit up Jamie _Whitley
Instagram.
Yeah, that's right. And we'll throw that out there, and he can be your go-between. But I'm also approachable as well. I'm not a bear. I'm just a kitty cat.
I'm a bear.
He is a big bear. God Almighty help us. Hey, thanks everybody for listening. We sure appreciate all your attention and your time. Have a great one.